Hey guys, William Cutting 08 here, and today I want to show you a knife modification that you can do to your knife. Now before we begin, let me say that you might want to check with your local laws and make sure this knife modification is legal where you live, and I am not responsible for any misuse of this information. Now the knife modification is what I like to call the Ziptie Emerson Opener. And what you're going to need is a knife, obviously, with a large enough hole. I found that this modification works best with Spyderco knives because of their trademark spider hole. You're also going to need a knife that allows you to carry the knife in a tip-up carry position. And what I mean by that is that the pocket clip is mounted towards the rear end of the handle, and when the knife sits in the pocket, the blade is in a tip-up carry position. You're also going to need some zip ties, and I use the 4-inch long zip ties. These are the smallest zip ties that they make, and I found that the smaller zip ties work better than the larger ones because the larger zip ties have a tendency to shift and move, and they just don't work as well. These smaller zip ties get a better grip and purchase in that hole, and they don't shift as much. Okay, so first you just insert the zip tie into the spider hole, and you want to make sure, this is very important, that the protruding end of the zip tie is facing away from the pocket clip when you first insert the zip tie through the hole. And you just tighten it, and you want to tighten it as tight as possible because you don't want that zip tie to shift or move. Now you may need to add one or more, you may need to add more zip ties than one, because if you notice, that's one zip tie and it still shifts. So I'm going to add one more, and notice how after I finish tightening it, the protruding end of the zip tie is now facing the pocket clip side. All that does is that it allows the zip tie to get a purchase on your pocket when you deploy the knife. And I'll just add one more. There we go. And make sure that both of them are pretty tight. There we go. And then what you do next is you just cut off the excess zip tie. And I recommend you use scissors, but a knife will work just fine. And there we go. There's the Ziptie Emerson Opener. Now, a lot of you viewers out there are probably asking or wondering, how does that work? Well, let me demonstrate, and bear with me as the camera rotates. Okay, and as you see here, the knife is resting inside my pocket. And what you want to do is you want to get a good firm purchase on the handle, and as you pull the knife out of your pocket, you want the zip tie to catch on the corner of your pocket. Allow me to demonstrate. So you pull it out, zip tie catches, therefore deploying the knife. Allow me to demonstrate it a little bit faster. Just like that. Now this knife modification is relatively cheap and easy to do, and if you like, you can remove the zip tie if you decide that you don't want to have that opening method anymore. And I also want to mention that if you do this modification to your knife, then you want to try to do it to all your other knives, because you want to be consistent in how you deploy your knives, because if placed in a stressful or in a tactical situation, you want to be able to get that knife open as fast as possible. And if you're not used to using the Emerson opener or using a thumb stud or just opening it in a conventional method, then you're going to waste some precious time, and that precious time could be a matter of life and death. So there you have it. That is the Emerson Ziptie Opener. I hope you liked it, and stay tuned. There's more to come, and y'all have a nice day.